All right, Vol fans, that was a long time coming. It's been 22 years. I was a sophomore in college when Casey Clausen went down to the Swamp and beat Florida. That's the last time we went down there and done it. Now, we beat them at home a handful of times since then, but we've not beat them in the Swamp. And that was a huge, huge win. Florida's not great, guys. They had a depleted roster, and I don't care. Florida during this streak beat us a lot of times with a depleted roster, coaching changes, Dooley and Jones and so on and so on. I'm just glad we beat them, and we beat them handily. Should have been worse. Heupel keeps doing what he always does second half. He just shuts it down. He wanted to get out of there with a win and ran it 95% of the time and just drained the clock. I wish he'd been a little bit more aggressive, but I do wish we would have punched it in there at the end, made it 38, but whatever. We still won by 20 points. Still dominated this game in every facet. We dominated, almost doubled them up in total yards, almost doubled them up in passing yards, almost doubled them up in rushing yards. And what I love about this game is it was played very clean. No turnovers, minimal penalties. It was a very disciplined team that went down there and took care of business. Florida had nothing to lose in this game, and we whipped them pretty darn easily. I'm very, very happy with this. It shows that even though Tennessee's very much a long shot to get into the playoffs, we know this. We're not trying to say we're going to get in the playoffs or anything like that. I think we've gave up on that, but it is a good sign that this Tennessee team is still playing very, very hard. If you'd looked at that team last night on television, you would have said, man, this is a team that's playing really hard. And you would think they were a college football playoff team the way they were, as much effort as they were giving. I want to give out some shout-outs to Deshaun Bishop for over 100 yards rushing. This guy is just phenomenal. We get him back next year. I thought Star Thomas played well as well. Peyton Lewis was injured last night, but yeah, those two really. Morris he got in there, got some carries. He did really well. Everybody did great. Nobody turned the ball over. Everybody played disciplined. I was just very, very impressed. Ethan Davis was amazing. He has been by far our best tight end all year. Not trying to pile on Kitzelman, but I think Kitzelman's had a really bad year, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I was kind of glad he was injured in this game because I knew Ethan Davis would get more snaps, and he's been by far the best option of our tight ends, and he played great last night. And so, when you look at the defense, it looks so much better. Now, is that because Florida's bad on offense? Absolutely. But you got Arian Carter back last night. Man, he was flying around. Defensive line played better. They had a couple sacks. Secondary played well. Much, much better. Ty Redmond, Colton Hood, McMurray. I mean, these guys, they made some plays. And they looked really, really good. Jump up to a 31-0 lead at halftime. It could have been much worse. If we really wanted to score, there's no doubt. I think we could have put up a couple more scores, but, like I said, Heupel wanted to just kind of get out of there with a win and get back on a plane to Knoxville. But, man, guys, 22 years. You think about all what we went through in 22 years, the coaches. Fuller never beat them the rest of his tenure, the 5 years. Lane Kiffin didn't beat him in his 1 year. Dooley did not win in his 3 years as head coach against Florida in the Swamp. Butch Jones never won in the Swamp. Jeremy Pruitt never won in the Swamp. Josh Heupel now has beaten Florida 3 out of the last 4 years. Got to give him his flowers. I don't agree with everything he does all the time, just like the second half, being conservative and whatnot, but this man is our coach, and I'm thrilled to have him. He's done a phenomenal job since he took over. You look at since 2021, since he's took over and what he's done with this program. Took over a program that was in shambles with the NCAA violations and etc. But he's come in. He's made us a top 15 program right now in the country consistently. And I'm really excited, especially with this whole Joey Aguilar thing. Maybe he comes back. If Joey comes back next year, you're looking basically at an offensive line that's all coming back if nobody leaves in the portal. You got Peyton Lewis and Deshaun Bishop coming back, more than likely. You got 2 receivers. You lose Chris Brazzell, but you get Mike Matthews. You get Braylon Staley back. Offense looks really potent. And we can't be worse defensively. So I think we have I think we have potentially a top 10 team going into 2026. But guys, great game. I mean, I wish I could have done the recap last night, kind of talked about this, but it was just too late. But I mean, dude, I'm happy. I mean, I never thought it would be that dominating. I picked Tennessee to win, but I thought it would be a fourth quarter game. But Tennessee imposed their will. I mean, won on the line of scrimmage, bullied Florida, just ran the ball for around 250 yards. Threw the ball when we needed to. We didn't really throw the ball that much because we didn't have to, because we were owning the line of scrimmage. And when Tennessee can run the football, you can't stop this offense. So anyway, guys, didn't want to make this video too long. Just wanted to give my thoughts. Great to get that, that bugaboo off our back of the not being able to win in Gainesville, won in Gainesville. We're not going to play Florida every year now like we used to, so it would have been a while for we to play in Gainesville as well. So got that behind us. Don't come up to me anymore. You can't win in Gainesville, because we finally did, and we beat Florida 3 out of the last 4 years. And so this rivalry has kind of flipped a little bit. So I'm happy about that as well. I hate Florida just as much as I hate Alabama. Huge rivalry win for Heupel. Huge rivalry win for us Tennessee fans and the University of Tennessee. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I'll talk to y'all very, very soon.